Hello, gorgeous one. Welcome into your relaxed class today. We have a friend that's joining us, and that would be any ball that you can find, whether it's a tennis ball or a plastic ball of some kind where you can put a bit of weight onto it. We're actually going to be using this guy today. So the way it works is it increases pressure using your body weight and gravity into particular areas that are tight. This draws your attention, your awareness, your focus into that area. And so when you spend a bit of time easing with the tension, sending your awareness there, sending your blood flow, sending your breath to that area of the body, it helps speed up the ability to release that tension. And what's great is because everything is connected within the body through our fascia, which is this really thin material that wraps around the muscles, wraps around the bones, turns into tendons. And so when we release tension in those particular areas, it means that we also release tension all the way through and along the body. So when you're ready, grab your ball and let's get started with our practice today. So we're going to be spending 15 minutes with this guy. It's going to go into all the tight areas. And it's going to be done at the end of the practice because that's when the body is going to be most loose and we'll get the most out of it. And then what we'll do is do about 5 minutes of Shavasana. So I mean, there'll be a whole 20 minutes that's kind of almost like a meditation, but it's a meditation with the tennis ball. So we'll be getting nice and intimate with that guy. Okay. So when you're ready, let's go into a comfortable seat. Whatever that is, it can be exactly as you are. Just allowing your sit bones to lengthen into the earth, allowing your crown to draw up towards the sky. Closing the eyes, and just noticing the tops of your shoulders. As you breathe in and out, just noticing whether you can create a little more space on the inhale and a little more release on the exhale. And perhaps as the shoulders maybe start to let go a little, maybe noticing that you have a neck and it's connecting the head and the torso. And just see if you can find a little more space in between each vertebra, in between each bone of the neck. Maybe draw the chin in towards the neck just a little, not nodding it down towards the collarbone, just drawing it in a little and just seeing if you can create a little more space there. And draw the shoulders up towards the ears, back behind and down. And allow the palms to now face up if they're not already. Opening a little more through the chest. And let's breathe a little deeper into the belly. Every inhale creating a little more space. Every exhale creating a little more release. And just allowing yourself to arrive here in this moment. With our bird friends outside. Maybe feeling the breeze on our skin of another beautiful day. And just tuning inside, into your heart, into your core. Not just the core that we tone, but that inner core, that inside space. And as you breathe, start to open that up. Maybe inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth, or in and out through the nose, whatever feels right for this moment. Just tuning into our inner sanctum, our inner core. And asking ourselves what we need for this practice. And when you found your intention for your practice, let's just breathe with it. Let it infiltrate into your bones, into your psyche, into your present understanding of self. When you're ready, just drawing the hands into prayer position at the heart. And then drawing the thumbs to the third eye, to the sky, and spreading the arms open, allowing the eyes to open, and then allowing the chin to draw in towards the chest and the palms to turn down, stretching out through the fingers and across the shoulders. Arms a little lower than shoulder height, just to help ease that tension out through the fingers. And then turning our gaze towards our right shoulder and breathing up and down, left side of neck, left side of chest. Every inhale creating length, every exhale releasing out through the fingers. Next inhale, lifting the gaze up towards the sky. And then exhale, looking down towards our left shoulder, breathing up and down the right side of neck. Taking our attention, our awareness to wherever we feel the stretch the most. And being empowered enough in our practice to modify it as feels right. Maybe that's lowering the hands a little, maybe that's lifting them a little higher, maybe that's slightly changing the positionings of the hands. Just allowing yourself the permission to play, the permission to explore. Then allowing the chin to draw in towards the chest. And drawing the hands in front. Allow your right arm to drift over the left. And then just take hold of your shoulders. Draw the elbows forwards. And just see if you can round a little through that upper spine. Drawing your elbows, your body over towards your left, maybe to gaze towards your left knee. Just taking a few breaths here as you open through the back of the ribs. Relax the head and neck inwards. Using your breath. Next inhale back to center, exhale over towards the right. Notice how there's a natural movement that occurs with the breath, with the inhale and exhale. Know that in our practice, it's simply tuning into that, only the movements are a little bigger. When you tune into your own breath rather than just following with my breath, it also allows a deepening of your practice and a greater enjoyment of your practice because you're following your own rhythm. As you're ready, let's draw back to center, releasing the hands from the shoulders, reaching the arms all the way out, slight bend in the elbows, just let that chest expand, reach through those fingers. Let's take a few breaths here. And as you're ready, this time the left is going to go in front, the right's going to go under, hands to elbows, elbows forwards, curling in. Chin tucks in. Use the breath. Stretch out that mid-spine. And then as you're ready, drawing the elbows over to the right. Maybe drawing a little closer towards the leg if that feels available, a little more compression through the torso, supporting the digestive system. And then as you're ready, inhaling to center, exhaling over to the other side, over to the left. Noticing maybe different ribs. The breath might be sitting differently. And just allowing that to be as it is. Cultivating our witness, awareness of our body. Let's inhale back to center, reaching the arms out once again, lifting the gaze, let those palms turn up. Flexing the fingers downwards towards the earth, stretching out through those wrists, lifting from the heart. And then as you're ready, drawing your torso back into alignment upright, and then just allow the hands forwards, coming onto all fours. Knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide, toes spread nice and wide, toes are tucked, inhale, opening the front body. Shoulders draw towards the hips, exhale, round through the back body, chin tucks in towards the tailbone, opening through the back of the pelvis. Let's do this 4 more times with our own breath. Just tuning into what's there and allow yourself to move how you want to move. All yoga is a practice of moving our body in different directions. And as we learn more about our body, we know what directions feel good and maybe what directions are quite habitual. And we learn how to balance everything out. We learn how to improve our circulation, our breath, simply by moving in ways that feel good. Beautiful work. All right, when you're ready, we're going to untuck the toes, draw the hips back to the heels, and stretch the arms out in front. The fingers reach forwards. The tailbone reaches back, the shoulders roll back and down the spine, and the chin tucks in. And you feel this length from the fingertips all the way through to the tips of the toes. This is our child's pose, our resting pose. If at any time you need to take a break, just come down here. Next inhale lifts the gaze towards the thumbs, and next exhale is going to walk the hands over towards the right and the hips towards the left. The torso is nice and close towards the body. The gaze is between the arms, and the shoulders are even, height away from the floor if you can. Breathe deep into your belly and let it expand into your thigh. Deep breathe. Breathe deep into the left side of the body and feel those ribs expanding. One more breath here. Good work. Inhale, hands to center, gaze to center, hips to center. Exhale, release down. Inhale, curl the gaze back up, looking towards the thumbs, walking the hands over to the left this time, hips to the right. Take those deep breaths up and down the right side now. Feeling the ribs expanding, feeling the stretch through the side of the tailbone. Feeling the belly expand and contract into and away from your thighs. Just exploring the deep sides of our body, the deep sides of who we are. Next inhale draws the hands and hips back to center. And we're going to take the hands shoulder width and then snake the body between the hands. Legs come out from underneath us. Elbows are going to come underneath our shoulders. We press down through our forearms and our hands. Fingers spread nice and wide. Let that chest open once again. Let the shoulders draw towards the hips. Let's press into the tops of the feet. Let's expand into that lower belly. Using the earth as a resource as we press down to lift ourselves up. Nice work. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower our chest down. Take the hands where the elbows have been. Squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, chest lifts. This time maybe hips lift as well. 3 breaths here. Feeling like your hips are really trying to draw forwards. Your shoulders are trying to draw back. Slight bend in the elbows so we're not locking into the joints. Let those collarbones open up. Maybe lift the gaze a little beyond the horizon to open the throat. Encouraging the self-expression. Encouraging that opening of everything that you've been meaning to say. Of the truth that you've been meaning to speak. Let's press into the hands and draw the hips back to the heels. But this time we're going to tuck the toes and lift our knees and our hips, finding a downward facing dog. Just moving the body weight a little bit from one side to the other side. Noticing what it's like to move the weight around. Grounded in the hands, grounded in the feet, maybe pedaling through the heels, lifting and lowering each heel, helping to open through the backs of the legs. Let's notice what's here. Allow yourself to move however it feels good to move intuitively. Beautiful. And then inhale up on toes. Exhale, bend your knees and step your feet up behind your wrists. Inhale, hands to shins, extending forwards, lower ribs in, crown draws towards me. Then exhale, fold yourself down, hands come to the calf muscles. See if you can draw your torso a little closer to the legs, but the body weight draws into the balls of the feet. Toes are spread nice and wide, lifting up through the arches of the feet. Shoulders are drawing up towards the clouds, away from the ears, and the crown is heading down towards the earth. Let's take 5 breaths here. Slight bend in the knees, so we don't lock the joint and prevent the energy flow. Checking in with the head and neck, how can they lengthen a little more? Checking in with the breath, how can I deepen my breath? Well done, pressing into your feet, starting to bend the knees a little more, curling yourself all the way up. Reaching the elbows all the way up, reaching the arms all the way up, opening the chest, drawing the hands back behind, bending the elbows down, and then sweeping the hands forwards and through. Full movement, trying to keep those feet hip width apart so we can support our hips, or maybe a little wider if that feels good. And let your whole body move. Let the hips draw forwards as the arms draw back. Let the hips draw back as the arms draw forwards. Let those shoulders open out. Let those hips open out. Beautiful. Let's do one more. And then as the arms draw up, our right arm is going to start doing backstroke. And then the left arm is going to start doing backstroke. And both arms are going to keep moving. There's a slight bend in the knees so the hips can move. We allow the twist in the torso so the shoulders and the chest can rotate. You might like to allow a little more bend in the elbows to make it more like a ribbon moving. Just allowing your body to naturally work its kinks out. Just by moving consciously with breath. 3, 2, and 1. Both arms up as you're ready. Pressing the palms up to the sky, fingers unjoined, maybe coming up on the toe. Good. Lowering the heels, extending the arms forwards, and then all the way to the ground. Bend the knees as much as you need to get the hands down. Inhale, halfway. Hands to shins, spine extending forward. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back into a plank position. Pressing through the heels, pressing into the hands, core engaged. Staying here or knees can be grounded. Wherever you are, making sure the hips aren't too high. And the way we figure that out is by taking the knees down and then extending the right leg and then the left. And that's where the hips should be in our plank. If that's too much, lower the knees. If it's too much for the shoulders, lower the knees. Let's breathe in. Exhale, squeeze armpits inwards towards each other, elbows drawing towards the sideways, heart draws forwards, lower down with control. Good, tops of feet to floor, inhale, chest lifts, maybe hips lift. Exhale, hips to heels, tuck toes, downward facing dog. All right, planting our left foot, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Just as high as feels okay, pressing evenly through the hands. 3, 2, and 1. Drawing our right knee in towards the chest and then stepping the foot as far up the mat as we can, using the right hand to take the rest of the way if we need to. Dropping the left knee down. Planting the left hand, nice straight line between knee and ankle. 3 circles, right arm. Allow the twist through the body, just like we were doing standing before. Well done. On this next cycle through, we're going to bind, so that means reaching up, turning the palm 180, bending the elbow, back of hand comes to the body or sideways, and you roll that right shoulder open, and then down towards the foot. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to release that right arm up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Pressing right arm into right leg. 3 circles, left arm now. If you can, it's easier to have the right hand on the inside of the right foot. Beautiful. On this next one, we bind. So we turn the palm, bend the elbow, back of hand comes to the body. So we're opening through the chest. That left shoulder works back behind. We're grounding through the feet. If you can, keep the left toes tucked so you have more stability. Nice. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to release the left arm up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Shoulders are over the wrists. Maybe we bend the left knee, staying here, or maybe we reach the right arm forwards, up, back behind, and then draw that heel in towards the buttock. Maybe rolling over onto the outer edge of the right foot to open a little through the groin. Maybe twisting a little more through the chest, drawing that right shoulder back, behind and down. 3, slight bend, left elbow, 2, and 1. Gently drawing back to center, grounding that right foot if you rolled onto the outside. Allow that left leg to draw back, right hand to the outside of the right foot. Tuck the back toes if they're not, lift the back knee, step back into plank, breathing in. Let's lower the knees. Breathing in. Exhale, lower with control. Good. Tops of feet to floor. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the hips. Maybe lifting the knees if that feels available. Maybe beautiful opening the collarbones, the throat. If the knees are lifted, you can press into the hands, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Otherwise, hips to heels, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here before we move to the other side. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. Armpits engaged inwards towards the midline to support the shoulder joint. Fingers spread nice and wide, toes spread nice and wide, increasing stability. Pressing into right foot, inhale, left leg lifts. Just as high as feels okay. Keep the body weight drawing back towards that right heel. Breathing in. Exhale, drawing that left knee into the chest as close as you can. Stepping forwards. Use that left hand if you need to. Dropping the right knee when you're ready. Planting right hand, 3 circles, left arm. The more you press down into that grounding right hand, the more opening you can get through the torso. And then perhaps we bind when you're ready. Just take your time. If it's uncomfortable to gaze up with the chin tucked in, you can also gaze to the side or down towards your grounding left foot, right hand. Keep working that left shoulder back behind, opening through the heart. And then inhale to release our bind, taking our left hand down now to the inside of the left foot. Squeezing knee, squeezing leg and arm into one another. Keeping the back toes tucked of the right foot so we're stable. And then when you've got your stability, maybe opening up that right arm to the sky and 3 circles. Getting that circulation in our shoulders, testing our balance. And then maybe we bind this side. Opening through right side of chest, maybe chin tucks in, gazing up, maybe not. You do what feels okay. And then inhale to release. Right arm up, right hand comes down. Option to just stay here. You can stay here with the toes untucked at the back if you just want to work on the hips. Otherwise, bending the right knee, drawing the heel in towards the buttock, reaching left arm forwards, reaching up, reaching back, and then maybe drawing the foot in. Accessing the stretch to the thigh. Slight bend in right elbow. Opening through the chest, maybe rolling over onto the outer edge of the left foot, just if that feels okay. 2 more breaths. Last one. And then gently releasing. Left hand to the outside of left foot, lifting the back knee, sliding the left foot back, finding your plank. Knees can be grounded or ungrounded, making sure the hips aren't too high. Breathing in. Exhale, lower. Maybe rolling straight over the toes. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Maybe Simha breath, where we breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth where the tongue comes out. Clearing our lungs. Nice work. As you're ready, pressing into your left foot, right leg lifts, right knee bends, right hip stacks on top of the left. Breathe into your right hip. you need to, you can always ground the left knee down if it's getting a little too much for the arms. Good work. As you're ready, let's draw that right knee in towards the chest and step the right foot forward. Left heel comes in 45 degrees, pressing into the outer blade of the back foot. Press into both feet to draw yourself up using more leg strength. Nice. Making sure we've got a nice right angle with that front leg. Back hip is spiraling inwards towards midline. Front thigh is spiraling out. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the fingers behind the head, opening through the chest. Maybe thumbs pressing to the base of the skull. Opening out for 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Reaching the arms up. Maybe a little behind. 3, 2, 1. Interlacing the hands behind the body, drawing the shoulders back and down. 3, 2, and 1. Maybe folding forwards to the inside of the right leg. Maybe arms draw along the spine or up to the sky or down in front. Humble warrior. 3, 2, and 1. Arms draw along the spine. Press into the feet and then drop the hands. Stepping back into your plank. Drop the knees if you need to, breathing in. Lowering down. Inhale, opening the body. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option of child's pose here, 5 breaths. Mindful of not overstressing or overstretching. You just do what feels appropriate and healthful for your body. Last breath. Pressing into right foot, left leg lifts. Left knee bends, left hip stacks on top of right. Remember, you can always ground that right knee if you need to. Keep pressing the body weight back towards your right foot. Armpits engaged inwards towards the midline. Well done. As you're ready, let's draw that left knee into chest, step that left foot forward. Right heel comes in 45, press into the feet. Once you've found your ground, your base, draw yourself up. Reach your arms up. Back thigh spirals in, front thigh spirals out. Nice work, interlacing the fingers, thumbs into that beautiful groove at the base of the skull, opening out. Sink a little deeper. 3, 2, and 1. Reaching the arms up, back behind, interlace. Opening the chest a little more, folding forwards. 3, 2, and 1. Arms along the spine, body comes up halfway. Drop the hands down, coming up on the back toes, stepping back into your plank, breathing in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Four more breaths. 3, 2, and 1. As you're ready, planting left foot, right leg lifts. Right knee draws towards right wrist. Right ankle behind left wrist. Shuffle that back leg back. Trying to create a nice parallel line with the front leg. If it's not quite making it, just allow the heel to drop a little closer to that left hip. When you're ready, starting to shuffle that left leg a little further back, but keep pressing down through the legs. Keep pressing down through the arms to engage the core. So we're not just hanging out in the hips. The legs and the arms are actually doing the work. As you're ready, maybe drawing the body weight a little further over towards the extended leg. Now, if you're already feeling this, just stay here. Keep pressing down through the legs. Just check in with that back foot, making sure it's in alignment with the shin. And if you're feeling good, let your torso draw towards the earth and maybe coming back to the elbows under the shoulders and pressing down into the earth. Good work. For more intensity, you flex the right toes towards the kneecap. For more intensity, you draw the body further over towards the extended leg. Taking care not to collapse through the shoulders, keep drawing them away from the ear. And if you're wanting to take it further, maybe the elbows come out to the sides, the forehead comes down. And we'll take 5 deep breaths here. As you finish your big breath, we'll press into hands, place them in front of our right leg, tuck the left toes, sweep our right leg back into a downward facing dog. Just pedal a little through the hips, move a little bit through the body, just stretch out. And then as you're ready, planting the right foot, left leg lifts. Left knee draws in towards the chest and then over towards left wrist. Left ankle behind right wrist. Shuffle that right leg back. Just checking in with how we're doing. Allow yourself to modify, no need to force. If that heel needs to be closer to the right hip, that is fine. If you need a cushion underneath your hamstring of the left leg, that's fine. If you need a cushion underneath your knee, go for it. Otherwise, as you're ready, keep the core engaged, keep pressing down through the legs, keep pressing down through the arms, keep the chest nice and open, and then feel as though you're lengthening out of your hips. Start to maybe drop the torso a little further down, maybe forearms and elbows, pressing down into the earth, keeping the core switched on. Nice deep breaths. And then maybe if you're quite comfy, the elbows come out to the sides, the forehead comes down, the shoulders are away from the ears. The body weight draws further over to the extended leg. And we'll take 5 breaths here. As you finish your 5th breath, pressing your hands into the floor and drawing yourself up. Gently sliding that left knee. From here, as you're ready, because you're on your mat the way you are, you're actually going to turn 90 degrees. Because we're going to move our knees further along our mats, and our toes are going to point out into frog pose. Nice. So you're going to take your knees as wide as feels okay. Your toes point out. And allow your arms to support you. See what it's like to draw the body weight a little further forwards. Keep pressing down through the hands to take the shoulders away from the ears. See what it's like to draw the weight a little further back. Just test out the stretch of those hip flexors, the stretch of the groin. If you're feeling pretty good here, once you find your preferred spot, maybe coming down onto those forearms again. Maybe tucking the chin towards the neck and a little towards the collarbone to help open through the back of the neck, base of skull. Keep pressing down through the knees and the feet to stretch through the inner line of the legs. 3 more breaths. Well done. As you're ready, slowly starting to come back onto the hands, slowly starting to draw the knees in, and then just take the hips to the heels. Reorientate if you need to, so you can be fully on your mat. And maybe take the hands next to the feet, palms face up, so that your shoulders can have a little bit more of a break. Maybe pressing your third eye into the floor and then drawing the skin towards your nose to help stretch out through the top of the skull. 2 more breaths. If you're ready, slowly drawing yourself up. Beautiful. Grabbing your tennis ball, coming down onto your back. All right, so when you're ready, coming down onto your back, releasing a hair tie if you need to. Heels draw in towards the buttocks. Ball is nice and close to you somewhere. And we'll just take a moment here, palms by the sides of the body, press into the feet and lift the hips up to the sky. Maybe take the hands underneath the body if that feels okay. And we'll take 5 breaths here in bridge pose. Keeping the knees above the ankles. 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the hands from underneath the body, lowering the hips down. From here, as you're ready, taking the arms out shoulder height, drawing your right knee into the chest, and then crossing it over the left leg, taking the legs over to your left, maybe gazing out over your right shoulder. Palms can be facing up or facing down. You can also bend through the elbows so the fingers extend behind you and press your shoulders into the earth to help open through the chest. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then as you're ready, turning your gaze back to center, knees draw back to center, ground your right foot down, left knee draws in towards the chest, cross it over the right, and then fold the knees over to the right, gazing out over the left arm. Taking 4 more breaths here. And then inhale, gaze and knees back to center, uncrossing the legs, grabbing your tennis ball and popping it anywhere that you've noticed is a little tight. anywhere. And when you find it, maybe just rocking and rolling around a little on it. Maybe placing your hands somewhere on the body that feels nourishing or good for you. And as you breathe with it and take your attention there, just noticing, oh, hang on, is there another spot now that I might want to attack or I might want to give love to? And just moving it there. And taking your breath there. And then what do you know, maybe another spot appears. And feel free to also move the body. It can be a really beautiful stretch, kind of like what we were doing before in pigeon pose, where you have the ball around the top of the pelvis or the top of the buttock, and then you take the right ankle above the left thigh, and then you press your right knee forward, and then you rock gently along that muscle from side to side. It'll be a really nice way to get into the hips. Remember to breathe. Notice if any funny expressions come onto the face, and see if we can relax the face. What's great is because it's your body weight, you can choose how much weight you want to put in it. Make it lighter by pressing down more through the feet and contacting your inner core. Or you can just hang out there and let gravity do the work. And if you want to do the same thing on the other side, you just gently swap it over in your own time. Another beautiful thing you can do is actually draw the tennis ball onto your front. So you'll actually flip your body and draw onto your front. For most of us, the hip flexors tend to be quite tight. So it can be really nice to pop the tennis ball into that lower pelvic area or next to the belly button. And there's usually this sense of, oh, that happens. And that means you found it. You found the tight muscle. It can be really nice for nourishing our yin organs too. In shiatsu, in traditional Chinese medicine, we work with hara diagnosis, which is connecting with the different meridian systems through the belly. And if you find any areas that feel particularly tight, you just spend a little more time there. And it's helping to release, not only physically, but also energetically. Giving yourself full permission to explore and full trust that you know what you're doing. You know what feels right and what doesn't. So allow yourself the permission, the time, the space to just do what you need. And a lovely addition that might be nice here is also giving yourself love to this area. So it's not just like you're getting rid of tension, it's you're sending love to that area and listening to what you need. And when we do this, it allows things to release of their own accord rather than by force. Wherever you are, we're going to take 5 more breaths. Feel free to move it around, but it's 5 more before our Shavasana. Beautiful work. As you're ready, perhaps releasing our tennis ball, or if it's feeling really good, you can have your Shavasana with it. I won't begrudge you that. And you also have an option here. If you're on your front and you'd like to connect your belly to the earth and chill out in Shavasana here, feel free. You might have your head looking in one direction, your ear on the floor and the arms by the side. Or you might have 2 palms underneath the head. Or if you want to work it on your back, allowing the feet to be hip width or a little wider. Toes fold out to the sides, heels fold in. Palms can be by the sides, facing up, shoulders back and down, chin tucked in. And just breathe in this beautiful space you have created. Feeling the echoes of your beautiful, healthful work. Letting everything settle down into the earth. And sending your inner listening wide, deep into the body. Let your exhalation be longer than your inhalation. starting to deepen your breath. Maybe allowing a little movement to start creeping back in to the fingers and toes. Maybe allowing a little more movement into the wrists, the ankles, the knees, the elbows, the hips, the shoulders. And then maybe stretching the arms out to the sides and above the head, stretching the legs out in front, pointing through the toes, scrunching, opening, whatever feels good. And as you're ready, allowing the knees to bend and rolling over onto your side, letting the bottom arm be a pillow for the head and the top hand rest in front of the heart as you breathe a little more space into your back body, into your side body, into your front body. And then as it feels right, drawing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Eyes still closed if you can. Allowing your right palm to rest up towards the sky on your leg and your left palm to face down. In your right hand, you are picking up some new piece of knowledge. And with your left hand, you are putting down something that you have learned, something that is ready to be released. Cultivating new awareness and letting go of what has been learned. Every day I pick something up. I learn something new. And every day I let something go. I give something back. And as it feels right, just swapping over the hands. Every day I let something go. And every day I pick something up. If you're ready, let's draw the palms into prayer position of the heart space. Taking the thumbs to the third eye, to the sky. Sweeping the hands apart and down to the earth, grounding down into gratitude for taking the time to learn something and let something go. So ready, drawing yourself back up, taking the thumbs to the heart space. Once again, completing our practice with one round of palm. Breathing into the heart. Jai Shri Sakuru Maharaj Ki Jai. We hail the true teacher that is our true self, our true nature. In acknowledgement of our practice together, let's bow our heads towards our heart and acknowledge the light in each of us. Namaste. And just allowing yourself to slowly draw back into your awareness of your body, your awareness of yourself in space. Maybe the eyes start to open. Thank you for joining